Hi Harpreet, welcome to IIM Ki Baat.
Yeah, hi Abhinav, hi. Thank you.
Just tell something about yourself to our viewers.
Yeah. So I come from a very small town in Punjab. So it's in a border area and the town name is Jalalabad. So I did my schooling up to 12 from there only. After that, I did my BTech in food technology from Punjab Agriculture University. And I am a fresher. So just after completing my undergrad, I joined MBA course from IIM.
So from food tech to MBA. So why did you
Yeah.
choose to go for MBA rather than anything else?
So yeah, I mean, a blue cherry point always there in MBA is the placements only. So I think just like a lot of candidates who are preparing for a hike and maybe for a good positions and roles. So yeah, that was the main thing. And then the interest developed in after that when I just go into it, how the cat is, what are the opportunities, what are the roles we can get, what are the kind of platform we will get when we get into any IIM for per se. And before that, I had a plan to go to Canada and settle abroad. So that's why I choose food technology. But while doing the course in third year, I developed. Someone introduced me to CAT and told me like MBA is also there. I was not aware about that, but then I developed interest and I said, okay, this is the thing I want to try and I want to get into.
So are you regretting not going to Canada and doing MBA from IIM?
Not much. I'm not regretting. So I just think that if I might have gone to Canada at that point, I might be working in some restaurant and chopping onions at this time. So who knows? So, yeah.
So which all shortlists did you have?
So from the old IIMs, I had shortlist from IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Kozhikode, IIM Indore, and I got shortlist from rest all the IIMs, some baby IIMs and new IIMs. I got.
So Ahmedabad, so for which course did you get it from Ahmedabad?
So I got the interview call for agribusiness management, but I didn't even appear for that because I was not looking to go into the same field which I was into. I wanted to shift my field. I wanted to try something new. So that's why I thought, okay, if I do agribusiness management, then I will be confined in those areas and those type of companies and those type of roles only. So I wanted to make a shift. So that's why I choose a general management program, yeah, at IIM.
So how was the experience with IIM Kozhikode interview?
So the interview was pretty chill. I will rather say it was one of the chillest interview that I ever gave. So yeah, it was not a stress interview. It was a normal conversation like we are doing now. So yeah.
So like what all things people should keep in mind who are preparing for the interviews and might be joining B schools next year?
So for the interview preparation, I will give example how my went, and they might pick that what strategies I used. So I firmly believe that you drive the interview, not the panelist. So I will explain how you drive the interview. So like for example, the first question will always be like a generic questions. Tell me something about yourself. Walk me through your leadership roles or some leadership roles you have taken. Is any leader that is your idol, or you follow any leaders, or you read any books? So these are the common questions that would be there in first 5 minutes, and from there you drive the conversation. So what happened in my case was at that time there was a clash between farmers and government, and the farm laws were passed at that time, and it was perfectly resonating with my background as well. And I came from Punjab, so I was pretty sure that I would be asked around this. So I made sure that this topic come up because I was prepared beforehand going into the interview. So how I give them a question. So they asked me like, tell me which leaders do you follow. So I told them that I follow Mahatma Gandhi, and I took some one two names, and at the last leader I said I follow Narendra Modi. And then I give a small detail about it, that I follow Narendra Modi because he took some pretty good steps and bring some farm laws. And I knew that at that moment the next question will be around farm laws only. So what happened was it worked, and they asked me about, okay, yeah, you're from Punjab, you had agriculture background, okay, tell us what do you know and all. And there was a role play even. So one of the panelists said, okay, I am a takat and you are government employee now. Now convince me. So that's how it went. So I think you should always give your answers in such a way that they have a question points at that. So the questions can be made and the conversation could be drive just for 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So yeah.
Oh, that's actually pretty good to know about your interview. So, like, what all expectations did you have before joining MBA?
So before joining MBA, I used to read the Quora a lot. I mean, what is going to happen, how the MBA would be. So my expectations, I mean, I was kind of terrified when I joined because there are a lot of things that were happening in the first term, and I was I was like lost somewhere. What exactly I am going to do now? How it will happen? And yeah, I was kind of lost. But if you talk about expectations before joining the IIM, it was like kind of dream. Always remember when I joined the institute, there one institute, and there was one guy who was being asked to come in the front, and everyone was praising, and that guy got selected into one IIM. And I was sitting in the last bench and thinking, okay, one day this will also happen. So, luckily, I got into the same college. He was also selected in IIM Kozhikode at that time. So yeah, it was kind like a dream come true, and like you are now having a whatever you want you are getting. So yeah, that was the feeling.
So now my personal favorite question, how was your first term?
And you know what the answer would be. It was hectic, man. It was very hectic, to be honest. And moreover, it was online. Everything was online. So I think, I personally believe your views might differ. For me, I found the online, it made things more difficult because you can't go and connect with the person. You can't go and do teamwork, because we all know that MBA is not something you can do on your own. There are people who are CA, there are people with BCom background, there are people with work ex, and you are a fresher from different background altogether. And when teams are made, then there is a mix of all the backgrounds. You need to sit, you need to think. But on a confined space in a Zoom call, it become very difficult. Like from 9 to 5, we had lectures. Then there is CV preparation. Then there are some committees, elections were going on, some interest groups elections were going on, and then you have on the top of that you have to make presentation, PPTs, projects. So yeah, it was very hectic to sum up.
Yeah, even I also think the same that networking with people, especially in the online mode, was very difficult. So
Yeah,
especially like in first term, where you need a lot of guidance from the seniors. So for connecting with seniors in an online mode was very difficult for us, I believe.
yeah,
Our
that I
experience would
agree.
have been better like if it would have been an offline first term, and then
Yeah,
it could have been a like lot more uh, networking, okay, with seniors, with our batchmates. So that would
um,
have made our life bit easier, I guess.
yeah, maybe we might have attended lecture rather than sleeping and turning off the camera. Because we
Yeah,
were all so tired. I mean, whole day we were sitting in front of screen. So yeah, after some time you feel like there is strain in eyes. You can't sit for more than 6 or 7 hours per day. But in the first time you have to sit for like 15 to 16 hours on an average. So
yeah,
that's how it
exactly,
was.
exactly. But I guess in some sense it was better that if like there are some positives of having first term and an online mode basically. So since first term is the most hectic one, okay, so we were attending the first term from our homes, so we were in our comfort zones, so not as hectic as it would have been offline. Yeah, networking part was missing, but I guess the comfort zone part was there. So it was a like mixed bag of good and bad things.
Yeah, yeah. Every coin has like two faces. So yeah, it was there.
So now, like, how was your internship experience? So
So it's so what I will tell to everyone who is watching. So don't take a question like you are in IIM, you will get a good company, everything will be served to you on a platter. Go and take and get companies. You will get a lot of offers. Like I mean, that's what at least I thought, and there was no one to correct me
no, but why did
because
you
it
think?
was
Why did you think this? Because like I haven't met any people who would say like you are an IIM, अब तो हो जाएगा. मतलब, I don't know. From where did you get this thought? Were there any people who told you this?
like in general there is a conception like if you are in top 5 IIMs, you are all the old IIMs, you are the people, you are in the top 1%, all these things are being fed in your mind right from the start. I mean, I know some people who told me, I mean, they might be encouraging me, but I took it in a very wrong way. That's what I believe. So I felt, okay, I am getting nothing. Why should I work?
So
So that thing
these
came.
were
So
these were your assumptions only. No one told you this, like who was there with you in IIM, in your batchmates and seniors. No one told you this, but these were only your assumptions.
yeah, you can say might be assumptions, and while preparing for CAT, like every teacher or everyone who is with us, or they all have a dreams and they all think like for us. That's what I was saying. We were not at the campus at that time. We haven't met the seniors. We were just working on projects and all, and they also have a very little idea how things work in IIMs. So I believe we had a very I will say a very vague idea that how the placements will happen, how everything will go. So people from the outside, they were very confident that you will get things done easily. Don't worry, just be relaxed and chill. So I think that thing tricked me for the internship part. But in the finals, actually, I was very aware that how things work,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
prepared
What
well
I
for it.
feel is these are the things which people who are outside they don't know. Uh, the things are very like बहुत अच्छी चीजें दिखती हैं बाहर, but in reality things are very different inside IIM.
Yeah, and it was actually. I mean, I'm not pinpointing anything or saying it's bad or good or bad, but yeah, the reality is different than what there is a perceived notion around everyone. Like in old times, you will get everything done. You don't have to do anything. I mean, that's not there. There are a lot of XYZ factors that are to be included in that are not known to the people who are outside the AMS. So yeah. So, talking about how was my internship experience. So, I got internship in one startup, but my offer get revoked in December. So maybe God was preparing me for something better. So yeah, I have to work hard and get internship on my own. Mm.
So how did you get into this startup? Was it through normal summer internship process or was it through some case competition or live projects?
So basically, I got internship live project in the first term itself. So then they extended the offer for the internship, but due to some reasons, it was revoked in December. So then my internship was to be start in April only. Then I was on a internship hunt, and the placement committee also helped me. They streamlined some interviews, but one or two I cleared, and again there was a timing issue. They were asking me to work start before April. It could not happen because exams were there. So it happened, and yeah, then I got internship somewhere better place. I believe than that in that startup.
So how did you manage to get this internship outside, like from outside
So
this normal placement process?
first thing I believe is like the first thing that get you on an interview table is your CV. So maybe as I mentioned that I was a bit relaxed and not into that serious situation, not thinking from that angle. So I worked on my CV after that. I make it in a good format. Take care of all the things like the font size, the clear spaces everywhere, making the line, starting it with the verb, and all those things I kept in mind. And then firstly I made my CV well, because that's the first thing that will get you to the interview table. And the second thing which I did was, firstly I had a no vision how to get an internship now. I mean, I was just sending cold emails to every company, every startup that I am finding. And then after some time, I start sending personalized invites on LinkedIn to the alums only, or the HRs in general that I was going through and searching on LinkedIn. And actually I got some interviews from LinkedIn as well. And by the end of April, I got some 2 to 3 offers in good companies, just by doing this thing only. But for that, I will say the reply rate on LinkedIn is like 10 to 15%, not more than that. It means for every 100 messages sent, only 10 to 15% will reply. And out of those 10 to 15, 2 or 3 might be willing to help, and other might just say, okay, we will let you know. So yeah, that thing happened. So but maybe I was very lucky. I got some good really good alums who helped me a lot. And yeah, at the end I got a very good role and a very good company as well.
So basically, for our viewers, for some of them who would not be able to secure summer placement this year or might be next year, so there are some unlucky ones. So the best way to get a summer placement is to summer placement, or I guess both final and summers both. So it's to reach to the alumni network. So that is the best way. so one can ensure that they get placement in case they miss out on the campus placement process.
Yeah, I mean they can reach out to the alums. It's a one part of it, and other thing is they can send the personalized invites on LinkedIn and start looking for the opportunities. I mean there are opportunities. It's not like you won't get a job. And I will just say, okay, this is for the summer internship. I will say don't go for I mean if you are not getting uh, enough stipend, or don't look for those things, look for the experience that you will get, because eventually finals and summers are whole different game altogether. Because in summers it's most on the luck based, most of the things based on your past, because it just have been one like one term of you getting into IIM, so you know nothing about the management, so they are judging you on the basis of your past. But in the finals it's a different story altogether. You have spent 2 years in MBA, you have done a lot of things, you have been a part of committees, you have got a good CGPA, and you might have done some live projects, you might have done internships, so there are a lot of other things that come into that, factored into. So don't stress yourself if you are not into a good company in summer internship, or if you are not into a company at all right now, because eventually everyone will get placed, you will get a good company, but you have to work hard for it, I will rather say. And the I to sum up, I will say work on your CV first of all, and second thing is reach out to the connections on the LinkedIn. It might be your alums, it might be your second connection, third connection, it might be HR groups you can join, and start looking for internship.
So basically, as a fresher, was it difficult for you to get shortlisted and getting into a company as compared to your peers who had some kind of work experience?
So yeah, I will answer it in a detail. So what happened is, so as I mentioned, you are being judged on your past. So what happened is, like if you are from NIT, if you are from IIT, if you are from a very good college, BITS Pilani or SRCC, so doesn't matter what you have done, you will get a shortlist. And if you have a good profile like 999, you will get shortlist. And if you have a work ex and you have work in any brand, per se, maybe TCS would be there, Wipro would be there, so you will get a shortlist. So yeah, experienced ones and the people who are coming from a renowned colleges, where the rank in their ranking, NIRF ranking, it's less than 50 or less than 30, I would say. So yeah, they will get an edge over there in the companies, because companies do look for these things, for the colleges and for everything. So yeah, I believe they get edge, but I mean it's justified as well. I mean they're from IITs and NITs, so yeah, if I am a recruiter, I will also look some things and that are promising, and
Yeah,
NITs and
exactly.
IITs,
Exactly,
those are
exactly.
always promising. So
Even I also feel the same that people who have some association with a brand during their undergrads or during their work experience, they have a little advantage over others who are from like less known brands or like other organizations from which are less known to people or might be startups which are like
but but yeah, what I think is down the line after 2 or 3 years, these IAM tags and everything won't help much. I mean, what you are as a Harpreet, what you are as Abhinav, what you skill set you bring to the table, what you have learned after 2 3 years, I mean that will take you far. So these tags, IITs, IIMs won't work that much. So people who are watching and getting disheartened that like they are not from NITs or IITs, it's not a big thing, guys.
yeah,
I
exactly,
mean, at the
exactly.
time you will feel like I'm not getting opportunities, but once you are out of MBA, you have got final placements. Thing will become more easier when you once get into corporate. You can switch within the corporates with help of your friends and referrals, and all these things come into play.
Yeah, but for the summer internships and campus placements, your past plays a crucial role, and there is no denial to that, I guess.
Yeah.
So, how was your like internship experience? In what role did you intern, and how it all played out?
So I got internship at India Mart as a product manager role, product intern role. So basically, it was kind of more sales inclined kind of role, where I have to give leads to the sales team and go through some data and find some do some analysis and make some funnel out of there, which are the top leads, and that's how it happened. But it went pretty well. I was working with one of the top minds, and I was directly reporting to the director and vice president. And also, when you are from a good college, and not from a good college, I will rather say, and you have done MBA from per se any college, you will get a good opportunities, I will rather say, to work with the top management, and that actually helps when you see how they work, how they schedule their day. And those small things actually help you in a long run.
And moreover, I guess like if you are from top 10 colleges or tier 1 colleges, the expectations are higher as compared to other people.
Yeah. But I will say during internship there is thoda less expectations. But once you are from finals getting into company, expectations are way higher, man. I mean, they're expecting like you will make 1 crore to 10x to make it 10 crores. So if you can do that, why can't you go and just start your own business? I mean, but yeah, people have expectations. They believe we are from IIMs and we know in and out of market and we can do anything. I mean, some unrealistic expectations, I will rather say. But yeah, I think that's how it is. As we started, the world out there don't know how the reality is. They have some expectations.
So since you
Yeah.
talked about finals, tell us about your finals experience. How was it? How was your interview experience? And right now, what are you doing? All everything.
So yeah, I will start when I start doing my preparation for finals. So during finals, I was very much aware. Okay, I am a fresher. I have this grade. This is my profile. This is my college. I have to do some extraordinary. So I worked very hard on my CV. I started 2 to 3 months prior from the placement only because I know in these months placement will start. So before that, I was working on my CV. So I think I worked on my CV for not for 1 month. I will say in hours rather, maybe 40 to 50 hours I spend on my CV, maybe more than that, because every day I was coming and spending at least 2 to 3 hours on my CV and just refining it, making the points more and more better and better and better. And I was also well planned with every point that I've written in my CV. I know I can explain that point in and out. I know about my CV. That was the first thing that I did. And the second thing is you just apply everywhere. It's not in your hand from where you will get the shortlist. I mean, and in spite of all the things you have done, there is still some criteria. You never know which what companies are looking for. So I got shortlist for one company on day -1, and after that I got no shortlist for 5 days. I got shortlist on 6th, and then I got shortlist directly on 12th. So 6 days I was sitting idle. So that time was very not depressing. I will rather say I was just waiting patiently for my turn because I know I am ready. Because I already had suffered a lot during my internship, so I know once I will get a chance, I will go and I will do it. So yeah, there was a lot of noise as well when there is a placement now. There are a lot of people who will come and say, "Arey yaar, are you out?" So I met one person and he said, "Arey yaar, are you placed? I'm not seeing your name in shortlist." And yeah, I got PPO. They was like, "Oh, you're out." So that's how it was happening. I mean, I was very chill. Rather, like seeing my other peers who were very stressed, I was not that much stressed thanks to the thing that tragedy that happened to me in someone's. So when my turn came, I know that I'm good enough to get into this company. So I prepared for two questions only before the interview. So I got a shortlist at night and my interview was in the morning, 7, 8 a.m. So I prepared for two questions. First was why this company, and second was go through your CV and your internship experiences, and I just make some better explanation for the numbers that I have put, pinpoint numbers. And the third, and I also made one question is that what question I am going to ask. These were the three questions that I did only. And you know what happened in my interview? Like, what do you expect the first question would be in an interview? Tell me.
Tell us about yourself, or
Walk
take
through your
us
CV.
go take us through your CV.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
first question was why Dr. Reddy's.
Okay.
So my first question was why Dr. Reddy's. So I will tell to every viewer who is watching, like HR questions are very important. Like we don't pay much attention to it. We say okay, we will work on that, we will go through it, but HR questions are very important. Okay, because companies do look for right attitude. Company do look for the people who know things, who can do things, who can do teamwork, who don't have that ego issues, and they don't go and start questioning the management. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Not वो नेता वाली feeling नहीं चाहिए उन्हें, ठीक है? They want leaders, but they want थोड़ा leaders who are able to I mean, take information and talk with the people respectfully. So we need those type of people. Doesn't matter if you are from IIT, if you are from NIT, if you don't have that attitude, nah, my friend, I mean, I have seen in final placement what happen is companies are more conscious, okay? So they don't go for brands. Then they look for the person, whether the person is right fit for the company or not. So their value system, their beliefs, what are their all the things that you do in the company, whether you are able to resonate your experience with them or not, that's very important. And that actually worked for me. And my interview went really well, really well. And yeah, it was my first interview, and I cracked and got a job.
No, but when they asked you like why Dr. Reddy's, you should have said no because I didn't get any shortlist from any other company.
No, no, on that day I had two shortlist. Wipro was also there. But yeah, I mean, there is nothing much you can do na, as a fresher. I mean, it's not in your hand which company is shortlisting you. I mean, after getting into company, then you can switch. It's in your hands. But in the final placements, I mean,
So
you
like
can't
what
do much, man.
exactly you are doing right now in Dr. Reddy's?
So in Dr. Reddy's for MBA grads, there is a program called YLP. So it's a leadership program, Young Leaders Program is there. So in that program, we have a 4 month projects across the departments. So right now, I'm working on one product that is a SaaS based platform, and working on it, I'm working on GTM strategy. So basically, this project is around the marketing. My next project could be around supply chain or maybe finance, or the last one could be again around product management thing. So that's how it is. And after that, I will be put into a designated role and designated thing. That's how it is.
So if someone is interested in joining Dr. Reddy's during their placements, so what all things they should be putting into their CV so that they can get a shortlist?
So basically, maybe I'm not an expert to say things might work for me, things might not work for other guys, but what I have put in my CV, I can tell. So basically, I did my internship with EY as well. So there, the clients was one pharmaceutical company. Sorry. So I worked on their project that was around supply chain project. So I worked on that. So there were keywords of pharmaceutical and APIs in my CV as well. And other thing was I was selected for a product management role. So I mentioned YLP. So I will be placed in product management role somewhere in product management team only. But my stints are across the departments. So for that, I also did my internship in product management role only. Product intern was there in my CV, and most of the things that were mentioned in the JD was aligning with my CV. So what people can do is, like, I'm not sure, because most of the time what happen is CV is freeze before the process start. So you can't make enough changes in the CV. So maybe try to make it more generic, where you have everything from marketing to, if you are making marketing aligned CV, make tell some at some points B2B like GTM or some keywords like that. If you are making product management kind of CV, add things that are more toward product management that are normally there. So try to do that thing. I mean,
So
and make
like
some seven, eight series and apply
so
accordingly.
what I get from your points is like people can reach out to their seniors and they could look out for the roles for which the company came for last year, and they can make their
Yeah,
CV accordingly because I guess the company is looking for the relevant experience, maybe pre-MBA experience or during the internship. And if they have a relevant experience, then there are higher chances of getting a shortlist.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You put it in a great word summarizing. So yeah, that's how it should be. Reaching out to seniors is the main thing. Asking for JD and putting the points beforehand, before the CV is released. That you can do.
So, like, what were the three major takeaways from your MBA experience?
Oh, so three major takeaways. Okay. So first of all, I think the kind of exposure to get in MBA, the kind of people I met from different backgrounds, I will rather put it in a one bucket networking. I will rather say. So the network you made out there, the people you met, I think it's not possible anywhere, because most of the time, if you are in some local college, then you might see the people from one area only. But here were people from everywhere. You name it, and you will find a people from person from that state. So I think networking was there, getting a touch of the culture, how it is, and staying in South in Kerala. I mean, it was enriching experience in itself. The campus life altogether. And the second thing I will say is we all talk about teamwork and we say okay, these things are just gas things, but these are not gas things, which I believe. I mean, reaching out to the people, asking for help, doing or helping your teammates when they need, when you can help. I mean, MBA is something which you can't do on your own. Okay, there are people from finance, as I mentioned, people from diverse backgrounds, so they can give better input. So you have to reach out to people, you have to talk to them, you have to ask for them their help, and give something in return as well, because there is give and take culture in IIM and maybe everywhere in the real world. Okay, so if someone is helping you, they also expect something in return. So be that skillful, and when asking for help is something which I learned in MBA. Before that, during bachelors, most of the people can survive on their own. They don't need anyone, because all are in the same boat. Okay, they have done 12th, they have same background, no one is better or no one is having more experience, so there is no added advantage there. But in MBA it's different. People have experiences, people have advantage, I will rather say. So yeah, reaching out to the people is something that it is a major takeaway. And the third takeaway, I will rather say the skill set that we get, the soft skills and the hard skills that we get from the MBA, right from the problem management to getting to the root cause analysis, and learning, going through the case study analysis and seeing how the business problems are in the real world, and then working on that, and the kind of ideas you get while reading those cases, and you can actually apply those things in the when you join a company as well. So I think the kind of educational structure there is in I believe it's the one of the best thing that I ever did to myself. The joined MBA course from IIM. So yeah, I think these are my major takeaways. First is networking. Second, I will say the helping and asking for help. And the third is the kind of exposure in terms of hard skills and soft skills that you acquired during the education program.
And one last question. One thing you don't like, you didn't like about your MBA experience.
Okay, 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 okay. So one thing that I didn't like about MBA is like I met, I mean, in this world of networking, we say, and in this world of showing something and like make it, fake it till you make it wali dunia mein. I think I didn't like that thing in MBA myself. I mean,
Imposter,
your
basically
opinions
imposter
might differ.
syndrome. You're talking about imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. So yeah, I met people who were not even they were actually trying to be something else. They are something else. So I mean, I don't get the whole point of it. So there were some people who were not even proud of from where they are coming from, some 2 3 states. I will not take the name, but there were people who were saying, okay, we are from this state, but we will act like this state, North Indian state. Some we will act like Delhi, or we will hear English songs and all, and we will be try to be a cool dude and all. I mean, it might work for you, yeah, but I mean, don't forget, yeah, from where you are. Okay, I am is just a one part of your life. It's not a life. Okay, there is a whole life after those 2 years. So don't don't let your identity erode in that in that roller coaster ride. Okay, there might be people who are doing things, so start doing things out there. So just be yourself. Okay, don't get other things to pressurize you to change into something else. Okay?
Yeah, the thing is actually some people in IIMs have superiority complex, and then
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
other
yeah.
set of people who have inferiority complex, and the problem arises when these set of inferiority complex people want to get included with the superiority complex people. So
Yeah,
that's
maybe
that's
they,
the issue with them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I will add, like, I think maybe they are quite insecure about a lot of things. I mean, their insecurity is seen. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your experience might differ, but that's the one thing I don't like about times. Like, people are trying to do something else, saying something else, doing something else. I mean, I don't like it. Be real,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
every one of us have some insecurities. So for some people it's like visible, and for some people it's hidden. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
how
That I
this
agree.
world is. So with that, let's end this podcast. Thank you,
Yeah,
Harpreet, for coming on the show,
yeah,
and all the best for your future.
yeah. Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you for hosting.